What will happen if I ignore a debt collector? Hi, this is consumer protection attorney Bill Clanton, and I've helped hundreds of consumers, regular folks like me and you, deal with debt collection harassment, inaccurate credit reporting, and other consumer related matters. What will happen if you ignore a debt collector? Well, this is not a good idea. Debt collectors can be ignored, but they won't go away. A debt collector, if you ignore them, if they haven't already, may be able to report this debt on your credit report, which can lower your credit score. If they're calling now, they may start sending letters next. You can ignore your mail, but the debt will still be out there. If a debt collector is not able to collect a debt by telephone or mail, then they may turn to a lawsuit. You can ignore a process server for a while, but after 3 or 5 attempts, they'll get the court to allow them to leave the lawsuit on your doorstep. You can ignore that lawsuit, and the court will say that you have agreed to all of the debt collector's allegations in the lawsuit because you failed to contest them. You failed to file an answer to the lawsuit. So you admit to everything in there. Then you admit to owing the debt, maybe owing attorney's fees, maybe owing costs. Then, with a judgment, a debt collector can go to your bank and ask the bank to freeze your bank accounts. They can do this through garnishment or receivership. So, if you walk this back, if you don't ignore the calls, then you may be able to set up a payment plan, reduce the balance, and set up a payment plan with the debt collector. If you don't ignore the letters, you may be able to ask them to validate the debt. They may not be able to validate it. You can dispute the debt, which will mark it on your credit report as disputed. There are a number of steps you can take throughout the collection process to push back against the debt collector. Ignoring them is not fighting them. Ignoring them is not pushing back against them. It's important that you preserve your rights when you're dealing with a debt collector, and you cannot do that while you ignore them. Make the debt collector follow the law. And if you are being harassed by a debt collector, you can ask them to stop. Mail them a letter, send it certified mail, return receipt requested, saying that either you do not owe the debt, you refuse to pay it, or that you ask them to stop calling you, stop contacting you. They have to stop. If they contact you after that point, then they violated the law. There are a number of other ways debt collectors can violate the law. They can call you before 8 a.m. or after 9 p.m. They can use profanity or insults in collecting the debt. They can lie to you about the debt, make misrepresentations about the debt. They can report false information. There's a whole bunch of ways they can violate the law. If you're dealing with a debt collector, I know it can be hard, but if they violated the law, there are powerful federal laws in place that protect you from debt collectors. I'm in your corner, and I'm ready to turn the tables on the debt collector who's harassing you. Give me a call, and thank you for watching.